So we're gonna do a different video this time. We're going back to the basics. That's right, player introductions, and I got a really cool player here, Daniel05. He is the #1 player right now. His best finish is also #1 in the world, and he is a crazy player. He is actually one of the players who is helping me this season kind of learn the ropes here. And right now he is a pretty dominant lead in the world, so we're going to go see a few of his replays and see what's making him so strong. So we're into his first replay up against Banana, I don't know. I tried saying this name earlier. Banana Natchi. Yeah. And we see Daniel, he's using some pretty interesting armies. He's going to be using 2 cannon carts, archers, minions, dropship, baby dragon. That's not your everyday army. So we're going to go see how he uses these together. He starts in his first cannon cart over here, and I'm guessing he's probably going to test for traps with the archers. He starts in another one all the way up at the top. And he has very unique ideas for strategies. He is one of the, I would say, most unique players as far as how he plays. I mean, he likes to do things that a lot of other people just don't think to do, and here is one example of them, using both the cannon carts along with all these weird armies. So we got the minions coming here, easily going to take out the archer tower. And then I'm guessing he's going to use the archers to take out this archer tower, and then the dropship baby dragon combo is kind of a mystery to me where that's going to be coming into play here. Here we go, taking out the archer tower, using 1 archer to test and 1 to take out. And look at this, he's going to be able to reach the air bomb. So now he's sending in his battlecopter from over there. It's almost in range of the air expo, but not quite. And now he's going to take out the air bombs, the roaster, and then here comes the dropship in there. It should be able to take out the air expo. And then I'm guessing he's probably, now that the dropship is tanking for everything, I'm assuming going to send in his baby dragon here in a second. He has the cannon cart working still at the bottom to get down the roaster. It just took care of all the guard post units. And now he has 2 cannon carts, 2 archers, 2 minions, and a baby dragon left to finish off this base. It's already looking pretty crushed. And now you can see he's just putting the minions down for cleanup. And he doesn't really need to use anything for much more than that. Honestly, he could probably swag the baby dragon here. I'm assuming he doesn't, mainly for time. Yep, here comes baby dragon. He's going to have to use the ability there, that way it doesn't die. But I mean, this is a really, really interesting approach here. And the reason it's so interesting, like players who do these approaches, they're not just doing it to show off. They're doing it to avoid being trapped. They're doing these approaches no one thinks of. That way they're not going to run into any like surprise bombs. I mean, look at all the bombs and traps he's hit at the end of this. He's not just going in with this army just for fun, you know. He has to do this, that way he can avoid all of the enemies' traps he set out. You see he's using the archers to test for any other traps. And now he's going to use the cannon carts, and he's bringing in baby dragons and the battlecopter, meaning all he really has to do is take down 2 firecrackers, and he gets this. You see he already got down 2. Battlecopter from the very corner. That's going to go in, take out the multi-mortar, then tank for this firecracker. And this one looks like it's pretty much going to be a walk in the park for the second stage. I do think, in my opinion, baby dragons are probably the strongest unit to use on the second stage, because all you have to do is take out 2 firecrackers. They're almost always able to be taken out with the cannon cart. Sometimes you can get 2 firecrackers with 1 cannon cart. And you see he uses the lowest HP baby dragon there. That because it's being tanked for by the battlecopter, he'll use another one up top on the elixir storage. Yep. And then 1 onto the builder hall. That ability will take out all the zappies. And it's going to be like vaguely close, but not really even, because look, here comes that ability. And there we go. We have 2 baby dragons, the cannon cart, and the battlecopter, and a minion. Just survive until the end of this. A really cool attack, and let's go get into some of his other ones to see what he does next. Now we see him up against Chili, and it looks like he's going to be bringing in what we call LT Null strategy. I got a lot of comments on the previous video telling me, no, that's not LT Null strategy, he didn't invent it. And yes, he didn't necessarily invent it, but I feel like he's the one who made it really popular. So that's the reason everyone calls it LT Null strategy. And look at this. So the barbarians come in testing for traps, and then he's not going to find any. And he's going to go for a little bit of a dangerous maneuver here. He's going to try and take out the giant cannon, only tanking for the cannon carts with a barbarian. And he did test for any giant bombs on the inside of this wall here, and it looks like he's going to take it out without taking a single shot from the giant cannon. Very, very impressive maneuvering. Now he's going to be able to take out the lowered archer tower and the air expo. And then battlecopter comes in. He's going to let it charge up on the gold storage and the elixir storage. And then the dropship. So the dropship, this is something that he likes to add in. I've been in a few calls with him, and he really is a big fan of the dropships here, because he feels like it's a better use of the dropship than it would be for to bring in a third baby dragon, because it can use the dropship on the Mega Tesla or the lowered Archer Tower. It's going to tank for pretty much every defense here, and then the baby dragons can come in and clean up. I don't really have an opinion on whether or not I think this is better. I do think it is definitely more unique of a strategy. I do think it, people probably aren't expecting for the dropship, and it does allow for some value. So let's go see how he uses it here. I have not seen this replay, so I'm a little interested how he decides to bring in the dropship. He's just using the barbarians to take out some trash. Yep, onto Mega Tesla. I'm guessing baby dragon on clock tower. I'm not sure. No. He sends it from the side. Look at this dropship tanking for every defense. Baby dragons are just going to fly in there. He hasn't even used the battlecopter ability yet. He'll probably use it onto the roaster, I guess. He's going to take some casualties here, and it was kind of a little bit messy, I'll be honest. Like, he's definitely still going to get this with 2 cannon carts, and when you're a pro top player, 2 cannon carts is all you really need to have alive, but definitely a little hairy there. Let's go see the next stage. All right, here comes the next stage. He's sending okay, so look at the cannon cart placement here. A lot of people, they don't really understand why we're doing this. The reason you put the cannon carts here is if you just put it directly in the corner or directly in front of it, it's going to walk in a straight path and hit a push trap almost all the time. So you put the cannon cart off to the side in a weird position. That way people hopefully will not predict your cannon cart. That is also why he's pausing it right here, is to make sure it doesn't walk where a push trap usually would be. And he'll probably let it walk here in a second. I guess he's not going to let it walk at all. He just wants to make sure he's going to get down that firecracker. And this is going to be more of a difficult second stage because he has only 3 baby dragons. And something I just realized he did is he put down the battlecopter and immediately used the ability. The reason he did that was to just immediately get some of that health back. He has plenty of time for it to charge up back to the maxed ability. So he does not need to wait for it. He's just going to make sure he sends it in immediately. That way he's getting the most value from it. And that's going to keep it a lot healthier. So he sends in his first baby dragon from the corner, and it is just going to get absolutely demolished here. I don't really know what he was doing there. He might have been testing for a Tesla, or maybe he was just trying to save some time. There's a Tesla, so I'm guessing he was testing for it. Now, baby dragon ability. Second baby dragon ability. He's tanking for all the firecrackers with everything. And at this point, battlecopter ability, this one's done. There's really nothing else he needs to even worry about. He can send for both the cannon carts. Even if they die, it doesn't matter. And this is going to be yet another second stage taken down with 2 baby dragons, the battlecopter, and 2 cannon carts remaining. A really clean second stage. And now we have him into his last attack here. And he immediately starts in same exact strategy. And what can he get here? He can take down the Archer Tower and Air Expo. I'm a little worried. A lot of people would see this base and come in from this direction. Even though this is a really difficult place to come in, you could get down the air bombs and the Air Expo, but he's not going to get greedy here. He's just going to go for what he knows he can get, and he's going to be able to get down the Archer Tower and the Air Expo, and then now it's all about where to send a battlecopter. He starts it in immediately up at the top right there. Onto the elixir storage, that's going to help charge up its ability. Now he's testing for any bombs, and he's not going to let the cannon carts walk all the way to the Archer Tower for a couple of reasons. Number 1, that would put them in range of the lava launcher. Number 2, there are usually some giant bombs around there, so he wants to make sure he's not going to run into any of those. And then it's all about the baby dragons and how is he going to play them. You see the barbarians coming in yet again, always using those to take out some of those trash buildings. That way he gets direct pathing for his baby dragons. Now here comes the dropship. That's going to land right onto the roaster. Should tank for everything. He can probably send a baby dragon in as well. Looks like, yep, there he goes, baby dragon from the top. That is why he took down all those buildings with the barbarians. Now that baby dragon is going to fly straight into the Mega Tesla, and he can probably send another one in onto the air bombs here, and that would get him some pretty good back in value. I'm not sure if he'll do that though. No, he does not. He decides to tank it with the battlecopter. He uses the barbarian to help take out some more of the trash. And this might allow him to keep an entire baby dragon alive with the ability. Unfortunately, no, never mind. I spoke a little too soon. Battlecopter ability was going to go probably immediately onto the Tesla once it gets to maxed. And he's just going to let that baby dragon die. So here is one of those situations where he does something that I wouldn't have done. So I'm curious to see if that was a better decision, because I would have sent the battlecopter straight in for the Tesla, but what that would do is that would make it so the battlecopter would have a lot less health in the second stage. And the question of, is a baby dragon or the max health battlecopter more important? I'm not really experienced enough to know that, to be honest. I don't use it enough. So let's go see. He only has, He only has 2 cannon carts and 2 baby dragons, and it looks like he switches to the battle machine. So yeah, he's gonna be going in for a different second stage here. And I guess maybe if he was gonna switch battle machine, I would have used the battle copter and just sacrificed him there. I'm not sure. But then again, he's the #1 player in the world. He also has a former finisher #1 in the world. I'm guessing he probably knows what he's doing. So I can't really say anything, to be honest. I can't say, oh, I would have done that differently, because clearly whatever he's doing differently than me, it's working pretty well. So he's going to take out a cannon, and then over here, he could possibly get cannon, double cannon, and crusher, all these right in a line. It's just there's almost always going to be push traps there. That's why he brought barbarians instead of an extra cannon cart, was to test for some push traps, test for some Teslas. I don't know if there's a Tesla here. If there is, it's probably right here in between everything in that gap. But it looks like he's going to be able to secure that crusher and double cannon. And now battle machine from the very corner over here is going to get a lot done for him. And look, okay, so something I just learned is when you're charging up your battle machine ability, usually you send them all the way from the corner, right? Wrong. I don't know how it took me so long to figure this out. But look, he sends it in from over here, and that's going to give it more time to get to the max stability, because now it's going to walk all the way to the corner building and then walk inside instead of just hitting the corner building and walking inside. I mean, honestly, he could have started it from all the way at this route, and I think it would have still gone for the corner building. I'm not sure. But I don't know how it took me so long to just learn how to do that. Like this was yesterday. Last night I was watching a defense and I saw someone do that, and I was like, dude, why haven't I thought of that? Why? It's like, it's so, it almost seems so like simple that I was so surprised I hadn't even realized that. But we see Daniel taking complete advantage of that, making sure that battle machine will get to the max stability before it reaches that wall. And now we can use the max stability, take out the crusher and cannon. I'm guessing the battle machine ability is going to go in a straight line here and take out everything. Yep, yep, there it goes. Beautiful maneuvering of the battle machine, and a really cool show of his technical skills here. We saw him use a lot of like small tricks here. For instance, with the battle copter, using the ability immediately, starting the battle machine all the way over there. There were a lot of interesting tricks, and that's why I love watching these top players. So I gotta thank Daniel for letting me show off his attacks, and also for kind of teaching me all the baby dragons I need to know. He is definitely one of the best baby dragon players in the world, and I'm really glad I can get a lot of this this knowledge for free, you know? So thank you, Daniel, the former #1 player in the world, current #1 player in the world. Best of luck to this season, although I really hope he doesn't steal my #1. Not that I'm really doing super well at getting that. I'm only 34 in the world. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you want to see more of these type of videos, and have a good rest of the night.